Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. Today is Thursday. Happy Thursday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going great. I'm up and ready to do my day. So yesterday we did our little movie night last night and that was enjoyable. And then went to sleep and got some good sleep last night. Came out to the kitchen. Look at, kitchen is still clean. There was a bowl. I removed the bowl of chips. I left there was like crumbs and I threw them away. There was a very tiny amount. And so in the sink, so the kitchen is clean. I think there's 1 cup in the sink. Not bad, so that's a good start. So I came out, lit some candles, and I'm like, okay, today's Thursday. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna share today? So we'll do our day and what we're doing, but I thought I would start out with a plan with me, a monthly reset. It's something I do. I just do it every month, and I don't really, share specifically because I just do it. But I thought it'd be good to share because it might help you be able to plan things out if you can in your life. I mean, we make plans, but life can happen and they can change real quick. Like when I start doing this plan with me and I have things all set out and have, things that I want to do, but in reality, like it can change in a second and you have to be able to be resilient and be able to change just with the day and what happens because it's part of life. So it's actually, what is today? Today is the 3rd of November. So it's the 10th for you guys. So it's already the 2nd week of November, but I figured, hey, someone might can watch this and you can do it for December. Whatever, we do it every single month. So this is how I start. I have my regular planner right here. This is just a regular planner, nothing special or anything, no fancy name or anything. I think I got it at Staples. I like it because it's the cover's plastic so it stays nice. I'm gonna be needing a new one for next year coming up. And I like the smaller size. I thought I had a big giant one and that just took up way too much space. And then I got the medium size one, more like this size. Thought I would like that, but again, it's not easy to throw into your purse. It's just, unless you have a really big purse. But it's just, again, bulkier. So I find that the smaller size one, I just like, it just seems to go better. So I pull up my month, which is November. Time is flying here. I use this, I want to show you in my planner, one of these, and it holds all of the previous day's things. So mine's a weekly planner, so it'll show me like the month in, like overview of the month, and then it also shows me weekly after that. So in my monthly planner, I have things like birthdays and special days, like our anniversary. Then when we moved here this week, we celebrated 8 years. 8 years moving to North Carolina, and then we have birthdays to be able to celebrate this month. Special little boy, got that on here to celebrate, anniversaries, things like that. And then I put any meetings, and those are already on my calendar. I do that in December usually, or like early January, and kind of go through the entire year, set the things that happen every single year, birthdays, holidays, if I have monthly meetings for our community, if church activities, things like that, those are already set in stone, so those go on here. I can look at them easily and then add them. When I do this planning, I go through and put them specifically on my weekly days afterwards, so that works. And then what I do during the month, like last month, there's certain things I wrote on here. Like I put a note at the top, or there's an area for notes. So I put things like order shelves for my refrigerator because I need shelves. The door shelves, remember, I'm gonna order those. So that's on my list. I put to cancel Discovery Plus because it was free with our Verizon, and this month it came up and you'd have to pay. So I put cancel that. I wrote down new pillow covers for Christmas. Last year, I must have gotten rid of mine, or they were ruined or old or something. So I wrote that down. So that's something I'll have to purchase. So I put that down so I know about doing it. And then I just put to change or charge batteries. All our battery banks, I charge those. They do go down as they sit there, and it's been 7 months. So I just charged those up. I actually charged them yesterday. So things to do so they can prepare for the winter. I wrote down, think rubber boots, good gloves, round sleds, shovels, flat. And then I put a note, younger ones all have gloves because I had purchased last year. I was able, when I went to Walmart a few times, I saw like the nice WeatherTech gloves. I bought those for everybody. We all got rubber boots over the last year. We just do the rubbery ones. Yes, they're not winter, but they're easier to dry, and they put on a thick pair of socks with some bags on their feet, and that works out for the winter time. So, and then the only thing we never got was a shovel yet, but I have to go like to a hardware store and get that, like Lowe's. I didn't see them at Lowe's yet, but I did see them, like Ace, I think, sells them. So something just to invest in. We got sleds last year after Christmas, so I have a whole stack of those up there. And then what else do we have? I wrote down buy lights because we're gonna decorate the house. The lights, we didn't do any last year, but I did get those. Then also when I get paid, because I get paid monthly, and so when I get my income, I put it on there, and I put my tithe and stuff like that right on there. So every month I have a record of what I actually make. So that's on my main thing, and then it goes into my weekly. This is gonna be a lot of talking. I hope you're ready for some talking. So then I take that monthly, any information, and put it through the month in my different weeks to think about something. Like the Christmas lights, I wrote down on, you know, a certain week to make sure to buy Christmas lights. So I had those ready for, you know, decorating the tree, things like that, and for lights outside, things like that. So fill those into my weekly planner. So I have that like right here, ready for myself. So I can, every single week I get up and I look, I mean every single week, every single day I get up and I look at my planner and I go, okay, do I have anything I need to do? Is there, you know, sponsored video I need to do or something like that? So this keeps me in check, and I can just do it every single day. I take this, I probably do a lot of extra steps more than people, and then I like paper. I love paper, I love paper. So I use these up. I've been doing, because I bought these last year and then I didn't use it for the longest time, but I'm doing better using it. So every single day I use one of these. I write down the day on top, I look at my planner and go, what is it I need to do today? My little to-do list for the day comes with me wherever I go. Usually I put it out here in the kitchen so I can see it. If there's a lot of stuff that I have to talk to the kids about, I stick it over here on my little table so that I make sure that I talk to them, cover everything I need to cover. So every day I have my little piece of paper somewhere in the house. Don't lose your piece of paper, Mom. So what I do is I take it, I'll write the day at the top of mine, and then the night before, I always look over that day's list to make sure I did everything, and if I didn't, go, okay, let's add that to tomorrow. So then I would just put the most important things right here, and those are usually, I don't stick to this like completely, I usually put what I'm filming, ideas. So in today's I have film monthly, reset, plan with me, dinner, food ideas, things like that I'm gonna be sharing. So then I remember, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to share in today's video. And then I wrote down, check it off, things I have to do. Like there was emails I did not answer this morning and I didn't have time, so I thought I'll do those later. So I wrote that down. I've got a few things I have to do in the home. I wrote those jobs down as well. And then that's, sometimes it's empty, sometimes it's full. I don't usually ever fill in my wellness, my meal tracker, drinks. I don't usually do that part. It'd be better just to have a whole big list, but this works right here. So these little small ones work really good. I do a bigger list right here, and on this one, I usually have the ongoing things I want to do for the month. So on mine, I put things like try extender. That's one thing. We're working with our internet. Our internet is horrible, and so I'm going with a new provider, hoping that it will work a little bit better, and it seems to be working. It's like everything. There's no like, oh my goodness, it's amazing and it's awesome. What are you gonna do? I feel like it's a little better than the old one, but is it perfect? No. So I'm trying to set up the extenders in our house. So I have one set and I'm like, okay, that's working. Do I need to put another one? So that's something, it takes time to do. I don't want to dedicate two hours to it during the day. So I write that down to remind myself, okay, if I don't have anything today, do that. And I wrote down to order knobs and shelves for the refrigerator. The knobs, I have one knob for my stove that is broken inside. So I'd like to replace that as well. So, and then Jaden has a class I have to sign up for. So that's on this. I just keep this in my little box on my desk. So then I look at it and go, okay, let me add that to my list. I used to have it on like my regular daily, but I realized I'm not doing this all the time. It's more if I have an extra day to do something. So that works for me. Is that a lot of extra paperwork? Probably. I could probably put it somewhere else, but it's just what I'm doing, just sharing with you. So I have the two ongoing list for what I'm doing in my life right now. So that works out good. And then I also have a big calendar here that I keep everything. So I fill out the days on mine, and then I write down, this is more so we can look at it with a glance and go, okay, this is what's going on this week. So for my month of November, we planned out, we have birthday this month, and we have meetings, we have church. The girls have a couple teen outings, so I wrote that on there as well. And then we planned a movie night every month. Something else we're gonna do and implement is a family movie night once a week until Christmas, and it can be more, just like I said yesterday. But this week, so I wrote down, I chose different days each week based on like what we have going on. I tried to make it sometimes toward the end of the week or like a Wednesday, but it just depends on the week what's doing. So this month I put Wednesday, then I did Friday, Wednesday, and then Friday. And so I wrote down which child picks the movie that week. And that's one of those things that, will it happen for sure? We might have something come up and we don't. We might move that to a different day that week, but just make sure that we get it in that week. So that's on the calendar as well. I also tried to plan out a few extra events to go do, like we're gonna go to the art museum. We're gonna do the light show because it's gonna be time for Christmas. We're gonna go somewhere special for lunch. Simple things, but like, and then the Little House on the Prairie lady, Karen Gressel's coming to our library, so we're gonna go see her. So just different things I wrote down to do things. I have my dates that I'm doing, my time that I'm doing with my kids. So I've got Jaden in Brooklyn to do, and so I wrote down to go with them. We're going to do the art museum for Brooklyn. And Jaden and I are going to go to dinner. So just a little nicer, fancier restaurant. Thought that would be a good mother-daughter time to do. So write those things down. I wrote down time change, so I don't forget that. So that's what I put on my main calendar, fill that out. Then I can just look at it at a glance and go, oh, that's what I can do. And again, I don't need this, but the kids like to go see and say, oh, that's what we're doing today, Mom, or this is what we got going on. So it's a good family-based thing, or I can look at it real quick without getting out my planner, all that, and go, yeah, we can do that tonight, or no, we can't do that, or, you know, whatever works. So we wrote that on there. On November over here, wrote down plans for food for Thanksgiving. So talked with the kids, and we sat and we figured out, what do we want to do for Thanksgiving dinner? So we thought we'd do something different this year, something a little bit more out of the ordinary, but we decided just to go with ham dinner. Nobody likes turkey. Nobody likes turkey. Turkey is not a favorite in our household, and I know that's weird. We make it, I feel like some people eat it, but most of it gets wasted. So we just don't do turkey, and it's okay. So we decided to do ham. So I thought we can just do ham, but just not do a huge amount. The kids said they didn't want to have a lot of extras, a lot of leftovers, and I understand that because you could eat that for days sometimes. I would do it for like a couple days, but that'll be it. So we're just going to do smaller size versions. I remember doing the big giant foil pans and having them full on my countertop just a few years ago, but downsizing, life is different. So we're going to do a little bit differently. So we wrote down the list of what we want to plan out for meals. It was, when we tell you we want to share with you our Thanksgiving menu, it's going to be ham, beans, mac and cheese, deviled eggs, rolls, and corn. That's it. Chocolate pie, and then they wanted strawberry pretzel dessert. So I'm like, that'll be a nice meal. So simple, easy. We have it either for Easter or Thanksgiving, something to have. So this is good. We put this up on my little calendar thing over by my desk, and that works out that way. I also keep a to-do list right here. This is for extras for the month. We don't have to complete any of these, but they're all ideas. They're things that when during the week, sometimes you get in a rut. Sometimes you just need a break from life. Sometimes you just need to get out and do something. And, you know, we do go to the park, we do things like that, but sometimes it's a little bit chillier. It's getting, you know, it is November, so it does get colder, and it's kind of like, what do we do today? So instead of like, what do you do? And you like, mull over like, what should we go do? And you search on your phone, you do all these things. I wrote down a few ideas to do. So some ideas for us this month we can do is the trampoline park we can always go to. That's good to do indoors. Bowling is always good to do. Roller skating. They love roller skating. Roller skating would be a great thing to do. We are going to go ice skating, but we're going to do that in December. So I didn't include that for this month. I also wrote down light show, which there are going to be a Christmas light show we will be doing. So that's on my list to do as well. So certain things like that. There's house projects that we can start to do around the home and just writing down ideas. I have an ongoing list in my Keep Notes app on my phone. It's free. It's a free app for Android. I'm sure there's a note keeping one for Apple as well, but mine is simple. I have a little list and I have jobs to be done, and these are all things that have to be done in my home that, you know, they're not immediate. We're still going to live in the house and be fine, but just things that, okay, hey, we got to do like the curtain rod. I need to add a little bar up there to hold up the rod in the middle because see, it's bending. There, I have a backsplash for my kitchen to do. Like I have that in my garage. It's been in there for over a year. I think it's 2 years. So things that I can do that just like, I don't necessarily have the time always to do it because life is busy and it's how it goes, but maybe it's something we can go, okay, hey, let's do that project this week, or let's take this on this week. So that's on there to do as well. So I have this for us if I, need to do anything on there too. Something else I did this, what I do every month is I do finances. So I plan out what my expenses are for the month, what I would like to spend for the month on extra things, and I write that out too. I know it's not just living by the seat of your pants, not living paycheck to paycheck. I live once a month paycheck to paycheck. So that's how I receive my income, get paid, and then I decide, okay, this is what we have, here's what we can do for the month, and then I plan accordingly. I like that. Like I think some people like living week to week. I prefer month to month because it gives me like, okay, this is what I have for the entire month. Let's plan out what we have, it can do, and then live accordingly. That's how we do it. So I have just a little tiny orange, it's a note card on here, and I stick it, I wrote down a few weeks ago, okay, I wrote down the fix bills, like your house, your lights, the trash, the internet, lights, car insurance, things like that, and medical insurance, things like that. I wrote that down on here. And then I wrote down the things that can kind of change. I put like gas. Like gas could be, you know, roughly, who knows how much gas can be, but I wrote a stipulation for gas for the month. So I usually plan to like 60 a week, because if we have a lot of driving to fill up my car is like it's usually like 50 to 60 depending on the gas price. So plan it for the month, 60 times 4 is 240. So I wrote $250 for gas. Plan that out on here. Food, I set a budget for food for the month. I plan about 150 per person per month. That's just how I do it, because we don't buy a cow. We don't buy, you know, an animal. I don't buy a cow or chicken, so I don't have like a bulk order of meat. Some people set things like what you should live on each month. They have it at like 100, and you can live on that. Yes, you can. You can live on 100 if you have to. You can even live on 125 if you have to. I always plan more, because in that number I include like clothing needs and extra things, like maybe we have to get school supplies or crafts for the month. So mine's at 150. I set that a little bit higher. That's just what we do. And so I take 150 times 8, because that's what we have, and multiply that. That gives me $1,200 for the month for groceries. Now, especially with the cost of groceries rising, that number to me is a pretty good number, because 150, even with inflation, it's not like we're like have a ton of extra in the grocery budget. Does that make sense? But I do have a plenty of extra food, so I'm not worried about it. That's just what we do for our home. Like I said, I try to put clothing in there. Like the other day when I went shopping for the boys and got them socks and underwear, that was included in my grocery budget, just because that's what I do. So that's for me how we do things. So I wrote that on my list on here. And then I also planned out, because I want to do different times with my kids, one-on-one individually. So I write down a budget for that as well going out. So I usually set aside each week a little bit of it. So even though each week I only have two more kids to do for the month that I started last month with. We have a few more weeks since it'll be Thanksgiving and that, but I did include extra money so that we can go do family things those times. So I'm just gonna do, I just do the individual dates for right now, because it's gonna be in the holiday season, a little bit busier. We're gonna do other family activities. So I didn't include a lot of one-on-one, more family, get things that we can do. So I put money for that on there. I also wrote down Christmas. I'm starting to plan Christmas. So sometimes I wait till December, sometimes I wait. This year I decided to start in November. So I was making my list out for things, and I was praying about my stuff as well. What do I need to do, Lord? Lord, can you help me? And I said things I'd like to do. Like there's a couple projects for the home that I have to get done. I put a budget for that in there. And then I said, let me add some Christmas funds in there as well. So I put money for Christmas in there. And so what I did for my kids earlier last month, I wrote down, I gave them each a card, and I had them write down a favorite snack, a gift. If I were to spend $20 on a gift for them, something I could buy, and if I were to spend $50 on a gift for them, what would I buy? And then I put like their dream gift, like with no money, what would they write? So gave that to my kids. This was like I said, about a month and a half ago, and then they filled it out and gave it to me, and they're like, "Is this what we're getting? Are we gonna get this now?" And so I didn't tell them any of that stuff, but it gave me a sense of like, okay, these are things they would enjoy that I can get. So that were some place I could start for gifts for them. And so if I didn't turn into Christmas gifts, maybe I would turn into giving them gifts, throughout the month, maybe as a special treat. If I had some extra money, I could give them the nicer gift. But if I didn't and I had a smaller amount, maybe I could just do the $20 gift. And that's a good way to like buy gifts and be able to like bless your kids. And maybe you couldn't do the 20, maybe you have to put it at a $10 budget, or, whatever the case. That's a good way to surprise your kids with something through the month. Just get a card, have them fill out favorite snack, a $10 gift or a $20 gift, and then maybe a $50 gift depending on your income or what you have. And then that month, if you have some extra money, maybe you can pick up a special treat for them or something that's unexpected they wouldn't even think about. So I did that for them as well and got that, and that gave me some ideas for like Christmas ideas. And if it works out, we have some extra money, then maybe the dream gift ideas, which their dream gift ideas weren't too crazy amount, which was good. I was like, sometimes they're way out there and you're like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, but you never know, we can dream. So we did that as well. So I have my list, I wrote that down, and then you know what happens? I get paid after I write my list. And then what I did is I would, okay, thank you, Lord. I tithed, I gave, and then the amount we had left over was enough to cover what was on our card, which was good, and then be able to put something away. So that's how we do things. I know it gets tight around the holidays, things like that. Sometimes it's hard. So having a budget, a little bit of a plan will help with those expenses, because then all right, I have enough for this month. This is how we can plan things out. So I have mine, I keep it inside my planner, and then what I do is when a bill gets paid, most every one of my bills, I think every single one, except our dumpster, because they don't have electronic payment, that's okay. But every single one just comes out automatically. So what I do is when I get my message that, oh, your home has been paid, so I mark that off on my little list here to go, okay, I got a few more things to pay off when I go shopping and get groceries. Different times, like when I went the first night to the Asian market, I wrote down what I paid for that next to the grocery one. So I knew like minus 60, things like that. So when I go Big Lots, minus 50 for all that coconut oil. Wrote those on here so that I can take that out of my food budget as well. So this is a good way for you to kind of know, and I just keep moving it in my planner each week to week under my little clip on here. So that way I can just look and go, okay, I didn't overspend, or this is what I have left for the month, and by the end of the month, that thing can be completed, and then any extra money left over, you can either carry it into the next month for maybe Christmas is going to be here, so that might be a good thing to do it for. But if not, you can put it away a little bit into savings, and it might be $5, it might be $10, it might be $100, or whatever it is. Put that away so that you can have that for a different time. So that's how we do the finances part of it. We also started doing Christmas. So I sat with my kids and I had them write out a Christmas list and Christmas ideas and things that they wanted. And so having a large family, you know, you have to buy a lot of presents. And then when you set it like a budget, and let's say even if you did $100 per kid, you know, there's like 6 kids. I'm like, that's $600 right there. And then when the Christmas presents come in, you're like, wow, that does not seem like a $600 Christmas pile at all. It seems much smaller, but you know, it is what it is. So I had them make a list of some Christmas ideas and some things that they wanted, and just some ideas. When we go shopping, I take pictures of things. Like when we go to Walmart, like when I remember I was looking for Brooklyn's blanket, I took a picture with the blanket. So it's on my phone so that I know when I go shopping, if I need to pick up a few more things, I can look through those photos and go, oh, that was something she said she wanted, or oh, that's because I have a lot of kids and there's a whole lot to forget on what they want. I could, you know, definitely get the wrong thing, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to get them what they want. Last year, we just let them order right on Amazon and say, here, put it on the cart, then we'll just place the order, and that's fine too to get it. This year, I've been trying to get ideas way early, and you know, hopefully they'll forget when it gets closer to the holiday. And I mean, they'll forget, but they'll remember, oh yeah, that's what I wanted. So we've been doing Christmas gifts that way, and then I ordered most of our stuff on Amazon, and they deliver it right to our post office, which is really nice, and get that. And I've got a couple pictures of things that they want on my phone. We also wrote out some Christmas ideas, and I wrote them on a notepad. I should have put this in my planner. There's a note section here. I totally forgot about it in the back of here. I would have just done it on there, but I didn't. I wrote it all in here, and I was like, that's okay. I've got it on my big sheet. So I went through, wrote out ideas for them, and then also like ideas for some of my older kids, for grandkids, things like that, you know, and different people that we need to purchase gifts for as well. So I've got my main plan right here. And so what I've been doing is I was able, since I got paid, was able to take some money to put it towards Christmas. I'm like, it's a start. So I went through, and the ideas they gave me, I purchased them, and then I highlighted that I bought them. I wrote the number amount next to it, how much it cost, and then I did like a total of how much I already spent for them. So I can just do a quick glance on my thing and go, oh, I already spent, you know, $127 on that child. So I know how much more I need to spend or get. I have ideas for them every time they talk about things. We're you know, the other day we were going through a Madeline's like, I need some new bedding for my bed. And I'm like, okay, let's put it on the list. Or we're at the store and they see something, they're like, you know, I really would like to get some more of these kind of things or these craft things. And so we write it on the list just to get ideas, because it's good to, like, sometimes some of my kids, like the older ones, they kind of know what they need, but the younger ones, if you just go and say, here, just pick out whatever you want, they're gonna buy a lot of stuff that they don't really need because it's spur of the moment, temptation of the eyes, and purchase a whole lot, and you're like, why did I spend it all on that? And then they don't really use it. So I'm trying more efficient versus more spur of the moment purchases on presents so that a lot of it doesn't get wasted, because it's easy, especially with little ones that do, you know, a lot of, not that they do so much toys, but like action figures and things that just are kind of a waste. And then I always go, well, here's our budget. I've got one that is very indecisive about what they want. It's very hard for them to pick out gifts because they don't know. And so a lot of times we just end up buying things just to buy things, and then they never use them. Kind of, I know, it's hard. So this year, being more intentional, that's the word, intentional with things. So I've got my list, different ideas, things on here to get, ideas for myself that I wanted to purchase, things on here. So this is another thing we do is Christmas ideas, because that's here, it's November, and we're gonna have December. So I've got a good start on my Christmas. So I feel good on that. I said if everything kind of falls apart and we don't have a whole lot, at least we have some start for our Christmas. So that is something I have as well. So something else I plan, since we're talking Christmas ideas, or I'm thinking into the future, this will be my December planning, is I'm trying to think of ideas that we can do together as a family on top of movie nights to have some fun activities. So one is going to be the gingerbread houses. So I've already purchased those. That is in my room. That'll be something we'll do. A gingerbread house baking night. That's one night to do. Another thing I thought I would do is we've been enjoying puzzles. And so Autumn really likes puzzles, and we all do like to do them. And so I purchased for her like this, it's a roll-out mat, and then you put it looks like a cylinder tube in it, and you can roll it up and put it away so it doesn't sit out all the time. I would love to have a puzzle sitting out all the time, but we use our table space, so it's not really good to have it all the time. And so I thought, what can we do? We could do one for Christmas. That would be fun. But I'm like, then you have Christmas puzzles sitting on your table for the entire month. And I thought, what could I do? So we have our ottoman out here in our living room over here. So I was looking at puzzles. I was thinking just a regular Christmas puzzle, which I might do. I'm not sure. Walmart had like 12 days of Christmas. I thought that was a neat idea. I looked on Amazon and they have an Advent calendar for Christmas where every day they take out, you open up a box and it has certain puzzle pieces. We might do that. I haven't decided what to do yet. So then every day we can take it out and it just makes a little tiny square of the puzzle, and then by Christmas you have an entire puzzle. So I thought I would put that on my ottoman here. Now I'm just debating what to put it on. I thought we could get a piece of real thin plywood and make a base, make like a tiny ledge around it so the pieces didn't get flung everywhere, because I feel like that could happen. But then I also looked on Amazon. They have like a little one already made for $25, but I'm like, that's $50 worth of puzzle by the time you buy the puzzle. So I don't know. I also have big pieces of cardboard from our chairs downstairs, and I thought I could literally put it on there, and then even if I felt like it was going to be threatened sitting out here, like if we had a party or if we had people over, or I don't know, something could just get flung somewhere, I can always pick it up and move it and take it into my room and put it on top of a dresser or something. So that's something we also want to have ideas to do. So if you guys have any other ideas, what are some family fun things that you have done over the years as a fun family tradition? Give me some ideas in the comment section below, because I feel like that would be good to do some new things. So I'm trying to plan out some new things to look forward to in the home. Just different for the kids. So they also talked about doing the tiny foods. They like doing the tiny foods. We got those little pop-in cooking sets, and they really enjoy doing those too. So we might do those. I don't know. We're just planning. That's the next month. I'm going to worry about that next month, but for now I already have the gingerbread houses. We were thinking about the puzzle, and I thought that would be something else we can do as well. Something else that I do in my monthly planning is food ideas. So love to sit, like I've already at the end of my grocery of like, okay, what are we going to eat for the month? We have food in the freezer. I have a lot of staple meats, which is good. So I have a lot of, beef, ground beef. I have some beef tips. I have chicken, and I have kielbasa, and I have sausage in there. Is that it for meat? Yeah, we have like potatoes and stuff in there. So that's good. So I have like a nice staple in my freezer, and then a lot of pantry staples as well. And so what I like to do is sit down and kind of get ideas for meals, because it does get like that humdrum, what are we going to eat kind of thing. So usually I write it in my little notebook, and I just kind of plan out roughly, 2 weeks worth of meals, 3 weeks worth of meals. They're nothing set in stone, but there's still ideas to go by, so that I can like each day pick out, oh, let's eat this today, or oh, let's eat this today. Just things that we do in our home, things that we have idea. I always ask the kids, like, what's something you want to eat this month, or is there something you want to have? For our movies, I'll kind of plan those things out as well. So that's something I'm going to do today that I have not done yet. So I've got all my cookbooks here. I love to go through my cookbooks. These are ones. This one I got from Miss Barbara. This was probably one of my first cookbooks I got from when I went to the Mennonite church to learn cooking and homemaking, and so I didn't keep it because I minimized things. I kept 2 cookbooks, and that was it. And this was a good one. So I've got this one. I still remember I did the chocolate whoopie pie recipe in here. So this is something to go through. And then she also gave me this one. I thought I'd look through. This one I bought when I was in Michigan, and this one I've been using recipes from it. And then what I was so awesome, I have this cookbook right here. This was probably one of my favorite. This is probably where I do most of my cooking from, this cookbook, and you see that it's worn. And it's so wonderful because the woman that put this cookbook together, one of my viewers contacted her and said that I shared her cookbook on my channel. And so she sent me a message, and it was so funny. I feel like it's God bringing back together. I actually had dinner in this lady's home, and so she wrote me back, and she's like, oh, somebody told me about you were promoting this on the channel, and I'd love to be able to share because I couldn't find the cookbook except at the store. And then I wrote her back. I said, do you remember me? I said, we actually came to your home and had dinner at your place with other families as well. And she's like, oh, I completely do remember. I forgot about that. She goes, I thought you looked familiar. So that was really cool. She had one of my viewers that said, this cookbook is a gift from one of your YouTube followers, Alicia Grasma. She has been so blessed with your programs and cooking, and she wanted to give you a gift with a new book. And so that was really cool. So she sent me this. I had to laugh because look how skinny it is. I was like, wow, did she take recipes out of this book right here? Because look at look at the difference. That's the difference years will make. I've had this cookbook for probably 15 years. So look at the difference in the cookbook. I just had to laugh. So I am excited because this cookbook is going to go out. It's sad to say. I don't even know why I have a piece of string on there, but it's going to go away. It's missing the pages. It's not missing. It's just got pages that are falling out. It's got a big burn, and I think it's on the chicken page. I still remember making a biscuit recipe in there. I think one of the pans sat on top of it, you know, right there. Yeah, and it sat on top and burned a hole in it. Yeah, it's good. It's well worn, but this cookbook has served its purpose. It's done wonderfully. I wrote it back 2012. I wrote down different things I was freezing, so that was 10 years ago. So I'm excited to replace it with this cookbook. So this one I do have linked below in my description, and you can get it. It's a great cookbook. Like, I like all my other ones. I love these, but this has been one that I've used for my go-to for 15 years. My kids even know, but they're like, oh yeah, Mom, your cookbook. But this is how I'm excited. So thank you so much, Alicia, for sending this. I was super blessed with this. So look below if you want to get this cookbook right here. So I'm going to sit down this morning, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plan out just a few. Like, it's nothing to set in stone, but it gives me an idea of things to purchase at the store, because I'm going to go discount store shopping next week, and who knows what I'll find. There's always deals, and then I might add a few meals from, like, I might get a bunch of, I don't know, I have a bunch of kielbasa. I don't know, there might be a lot of breakfast sausage or something. And then on my menu, if I don't have a lot of breakfast sausage meals, I might add more breakfast sausage meals to the menu based on the things I get as well. And then I will do a store trip to like Aldi or Walmart, Sam's Club, and I might have to pick up like small things like certain pastas or certain, you know, whatever, Alfredo sauce, whatever I need to complete those recipes. But for the most part, I have a pantry stocked and I have a freezer full of everything I need in here, but I just will have to go to the store and pick up a few things. So I'm going to sit down and just kind of plan those things out right now for our family. It just takes 15-20 minutes. I'll ask the kids for a few ideas and add them to my list. So I'm doing this. I'm also planning out some breakfast ideas, just getting some ideas to add to my list on here. And then some snacks or treats that I want to make. Like, I'm seeing the cookie section. I'm like, ooh, but I'm like, Christmas is going to be here. But I'm like, well, maybe we'll make some. It is going to go into probably December a little bit here with this planning, and then things I want to bake as well. So just getting some dinner ideas, thinking about what I already have in my freezer and adding it to this. What I do really like is that looking at some of these recipes, like for example, one was honey mustard baked chicken, and looking at it going, wow, everything I already have already to make this. The chicken strips, and I have the curry powder, I have the honey, I have the mustard, and so just good that I won't have to purchase a lot of things. So just having some sort of plan. There's always something you can make, but getting some sort of plan ahead. And I love these cookbooks because most of them are pantry staple ideas. Since this is a plan with me, I will share with you all of the meals that I came up with on here based on my cookbooks. And these are just staples. Maybe they'll give you some ideas for things to make. And I might not make them, hopefully I do. For breakfast, I wrote down breakfast burritos. We haven't done those in a while. Breakfast pizza. They really like, I got some long, like rectangle shaped bread from Sam's Club, and they love the pizza on there. So I will get that. I put French toast. We haven't had that in a long time. Crepes, because my friend Jean told me that in her cookbook here. She goes, you have to make my grandmother's crepes. It's really good. So I will make those in there. I put waffles we haven't done, omelets we haven't done, and bagels. We haven't we haven't purchased bagels in a long time. So I'm going to get those out. For baking ideas, I put some more homemade bread. Dinner rolls. There's a couple recipes with pumpkin I haven't made in so many years. I have a lot of canned pumpkin and not a lot of pumpkin lovers. So wrote that down. Cornbread and soft pretzels. I thought it'd be fun to make our own soft pretzel bites. Then for dinners, I wrote down delicious hamburgers. These are something we made a long time ago. Basically, it's like hamburger, pizza sauce, and cream mushroom soup mixed together. You put it on a hamburger bun and then you broil it with a piece of cheese. It's simple, easy. Maybe we can make it with homemade fries. Sloppy Joes, we haven't made in a long time. I want to make some homemade and try to get the recipe that they like with mac and cheese. Cheeseburger soup, because we really did like that. Dairy-free, which was really good. A chicken and rice pasta soup, because we have a lot of tiny pasta that I purchased from the discount store, and we haven't used it. So I wrote down cheeseburger, chicken, like chicken rice, chicken, whatever the tiny pasta is even called, kind of recipe, because we have a lot of chicken. And then chili with cornbread would be one, and then a potato bar. They did eat the potato bar, the baked potatoes that we made with like the taco meat and that. So I'd like to make some more of that. Chicken and curry, because we really like the curry. I bought 3 more cans of the coconut cream. I'll do that, and I'll probably do something else for the ones that don't love it. And I think I'm gonna do it with steak, because you guys, there's an Asian, one of my Asian viewers said that they do make it with steak. So I'm gonna do that. Garlic beef enchiladas, because I can make that and then just add cheese on the side, so it can be dairy free. I wrote down one of our movie nights to be a pizza night. So instead of buying the individual pieces, which I could do, I will make my own pizza crust. Did this back in the day, just haven't done it again. So we'll make individual small ones and have all the stuff out to make it, and make some Pizza Hut breadsticks. I have a recipe for that as well. We also wrote down the meatballs. Remember meatballs I made this month and we didn't eat. They didn't love them, they ate them. They just don't love barbecue, but they ate them. So I thought, why don't I do a cream and mushroom base, more like a Swedish meatball. I gotta find myself an alternative sour cream that's gonna be dairy free, but I'll get there. So that would be good with maybe some mashed potatoes, because I have instant ones in the pantry, and beans. A Cajun chicken strips. That was something I have a lot of. I have been using the chicken that's already grilled and it's cooked already, and we've been using that. It's just easier. And the chicken that I cooked from the drumsticks and ground up with my regular chicken. So I haven't used like chicken strips or chicken tenderloins at all. So I thought I could do that with a few recipes. So a Cajun chicken strips, and I just put pasta ? Something to go with it. Honey mustard baked chicken. That was something we can maybe do. The little Parmesan mini potatoes. Those they do like, again, if you don't do too many potatoes broken apart in time, they will eat those. And the other one was for Thanksgiving. So I wrote down the needs for Thanksgiving. I wrote down terribly easy chicken, it's called. And I don't know what it is. It looks like it's easy. So I thought that it literally was simple and easy. I think it had soy sauce in it. So I'm gonna try that. Another pizza night, and I thought I could do specialty pizzas and do like a mac and cheese pizza and do a sub sandwich pizza. They do enjoy that, just make them smaller size. We could do that another night. Mexican chip casserole. I have not made this. Many of my viewers give me the recipe to do with, like, basically you put tortilla chips in with like chicken. I think it's chicken. Is it beef in this one? Might be beef. And it's simple. It's so simple and it's supposed to be good. Remember when I took all those chips, I bought Doritos, no-name Doritos, and I had regular tortilla chips. I crushed them up, put them in my freezer for multiple times that we use them whenever we make tacos or nachos or some kind of topping. I'll pull those out. I have 2 more. So I wrote that down to try that. There was a busy mother's potato meatloaf. Aren't we all busy? We are. So I thought that would be something simple to do. Basically, it's potatoes sliced up in the bottom and then the meat on top, and then you cook it that way. Because you're going to use the oven more. It's getting colder. I even turned my heat on this morning. I'm like, it's getting chilly in here. So that was an idea. Family nachos. I thought if we could do a big tray of nachos and put all the toppings on it. I know that might be a little too much for some of them, but I feel like we can do that. I'm hopeful. Put it all out, and then just kind of, maybe I'll do like work your way up to the toppings, more like cheese on one, a little bit more beans on this one, the beef, and then like the onions and peppers and everybody loves on the side over here. I don't know, I'm thinking a big tray, and then have a few tortillas on the side with some, refried beans that we could have as well. So that might be a fun thing to have. And then I wrote down some salads, like chicken salad, basically the chicken fajita meat, which we love. Hopefully I'll get some more of that at the discount store. You cook that up and then basically have that with crushed chips and tomato and lettuce, and then do a taco salad as well. But make your own French dressing. Easy to make your own. Gonna make my own. And then I have I love the kale salad. I don't know why I don't make it myself, because it seems like you have to purchase a lot of things that would go, like it's got cabbage in it, it's got Brussels sprouts in it, it's got kale in it. But I thought, you know what, I could probably make it and then have it for a few days. So I might do something like that. I could cut the cabbage in half. The cabbage will last for a little while. The kale goes bad. So something like that, and make my own poppy seed dressing. So I just have to get poppy seeds. But I do have a jar up there, I just realized, so maybe I'll use that. We'll see. So basically those are my ideas. Most of the stuff I can just make right now, except I don't have a lot of fresh vegetables. But most of it I can make with what's in my pantry and freezer. That's the key to not having to buy a lot. And I also made a list for lunch. And there's only like 4 things on it because lunch is usually leftovers or there's always something we can make. So I wrote down lentil rice casserole because I forget about that, and that is good. Egg salad sandwiches, something I just saw and I'm like, oh, I should write that down. Pretzel dogs. We basically take a hot dog and wrap it in pretzel dough. And I thought that would be kind of yummy to do. And then I wrote just soups too, the chicken tiny pasta soup, they do set up. Dessert ideas, I have a ton of ideas. The kids told me they like Jell-O. They love Jell-O. I don't even know what happened, but I bought those Jell-O cups. Every kid devoured those. And most of my kids don't like the texture, or so I thought. But no, they all ate them. So Jell-O is on my list to make. And then I just thought chocolate chip cookies because we have a lot of chocolate chips in there. Maybe monster cookies because I have some M&Ms and stuff in there. Chocolate whoopie pies because it'll be good to freeze for the holidays. I wrote down gingerbread cookies because I want to get some molasses because I don't know when I'm going to go shopping for Christmas, and I'm not sure if when we do our gingerbread houses, I thought I'd make some gingerbread cookies to eat. Sugar cookies from the cookbook. Remember I made those Walmart ones and they were not good. So I've got plenty tried and true recipes to use instead. And then I wrote down caramel apples again because we did like that. And that did get eaten. Will we make them? I don't know. Apple crust with ice cream. I thought maybe I'd even do that today or tomorrow for my Gather Your Fragments. I might, because we have vanilla ice cream. That might be a good addition with that. And then I wrote down Jell-O pinwheels. That's something really neat with Jell-O. You put marshmallows on top, and then it gets hard, and then you roll them up. Ideas, all ideas. Am I going to do it? I don't know, but I have a plan. So this little piece of paper right here, I rip out, and I will put that on the inside of my desk. And then when I go sit at my desk every morning, I get up, I get my plan out, I wrote my little paper right here of what I have to do, and then I usually put the dinner idea on it. That's just how I do it. Sometimes I plan out this month because I didn't, or this week, because I knew I was going to go shopping and stuff. I did plan out what I was going to make today because I'm trying to use up things. I have a bag of chips in my pantry, so I'm thinking to make nachos, just a simple thing of nachos with beans, meat, and cheese. Easy because everybody likes it and it's good. I realize I don't have any lettuce or anything, but that's okay. Or no, I do have lettuce. I do have lettuce because we had it last night. So that'll be good. Just something simple to make. That's what we're gonna have for dinner. It's been good. Have you enjoyed the chat? I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot. It's just the way that I plan. This is what I'm doing. Now I feel like our November, okay, I've got a plan. Is it gonna be set in stone? Absolutely not. Life can change, sickness can happen, tired can come. Who knows? Who knows? Everything, life, so you have to be prepared to change as well and have that as an alternative. But for the most part, we have a plan of what we can do. The kids kind of know what we're doing. It's good for them to look forward to things, and it's going to be good. So I'm going to stop talking right now. No more talking. I'm going to go get my kids up, not show you that part. We are going to sit and do our school stuff and get all of that accomplished. Have breakfast. I think I have leftovers still and cereal, so that's not very exciting for you guys. And then lunch, I think, is going to be leftovers as well. I think we still have that stuff. We'll see. But it's going to be a good day. It's a great day. Planning with me, getting the monthly reset ready to take on. It's going to be the holidays. Next month will be a little bit more planning and preparing as well. So you guys are ready? Are you ready? Have you been ready? You've been here. You're still here. If you're still here, awesome. We're going to make some food today too as well, some easy dinner. So I'm going to stop talking and get on with my day. So we've been doing our school, getting that done. It takes a few hours to get everything finished and gone. So I'm going to get dinner made right now because we are going to leave the house for a little bit, and then we come back. It's going to be time to go to church. So I just want to have dinner finished up for the day. So for lunch, they had sandwiches. Most had sandwiches. I had some fried rice. We still have a lot of that fried rice. I made way too much. I should have kept some of that rice, did half of it, put some of it for today because I need to have rice. We're gonna make haystacks or nachos. So that's okay. Live and learn. As I was not getting rid of it, I was like, next time, way less. So that's what you do. So I'm gonna make, over here, I'm gonna cook my hamburger, and then on this pot over here, I'm gonna make some more rice. So my rice, I finally emptied my container of rice, so I'm gonna wash that out and then I will add more rice. I have a bunch of rice in a bag. So that's going, I didn't wash or rinse it. It's only a cup and a half. I'm making a small amount. In my 2 bowls here, I'm gonna put some cheese and refried beans. I'm gonna put more, there's a lot of nacho cheese, but I'm gonna use it tomorrow for some of my meals for Gather Your Fragment Friday. Making the hamburger here, almost done. Just cooking, frying it up. So I put my stuff in the oven. I'm actually gonna put my oven on warm so it stays nice. That will kind of make the cheese melty and the beans. Then when I come home, about a half hour before, I will turn the temperature up to make it a little bit warmer. So it's easy, this is what we'll do. Then I don't have to worry about dinner tonight. So we're gonna be heading out, like I told you, we're working on these. We're trying to get these all finished up so we can offer them to you. So we're gonna be working on that today and then having church. So it's just an easy day. So haystacks are a great thing to do, just super simple to make. And I mean, you can just do nachos. I'll put the chips out. Steven said he wanted haystacks. So I'm like, okay, haystacks will be good. So it's just easy, good day. Easy, good day. The sun's out, it's beautiful. We're gonna go outside because that's good. Let me finish my meat. So it's been a good day. It's been a good day getting schoolwork done with the kids. Like that takes a lot of my day up. That takes a whole lot of my day up. So it's good to get that done and then get dinner finished. I got to chat with you how I planned for the day. So it's been a good, successful Thursday. So we're finished, or I'm finished with you guys. We're gonna go climb in the car and then we're gonna go head over to the shop for a little bit and get some work done over there that we're trying to work on. And then come home. Come home in a few hours. It's nice out. It's probably 65 out? I think it's 65. It feels pretty good. It's got a little chill, but not like frozen out. So good day all around. I'll take it. Better than doom and gloom. Sunshine always brings a little bit of brightness into your day, doesn't it? Look at my tree up here. We don't have too many red trees, but look at that one up there. Isn't that pretty? I thought that was really pretty. Look at that. So nice. Leaves are still falling. We did some leaf blowing and I'm like, okay, they're almost all off the trees. Not yet, but almost. So we're keeping it picked up, keeping up on it. It's a good thing. So you have a fantastic, I'm talking fantastic rest of your day. Remember, you are designed, you are created, and you are selected by God to do great, wonderful things. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. You know what tomorrow is? Gather your Fragment Friday. We're gonna be making some food to gather fragments for our weekend. So, and we're gonna have a good weekend this weekend. We've got a little party celebration this weekend. So we're gonna have a great weekend. So I'm gonna see you tomorrow with another video. All right, bye.